G'day fellas and welcome to A Casted Game. This is game number 5 in the series between Wham 01 playing on the Abbasids in the south of the map and the Mister sporting it on the north side. Also on the Abbasids, this of course is Lipany, and that is the reason why we do see double Abbasids coming out today here. Abbasids quite a strong civilization when it comes to this map, just simply because there are plenty of berry bushes out there for you to take advantage of, and as a result, you get that nice little berry bonus that starts to stack up with each berry bush you begin to take. So that is exactly why we look to see it. Mister going to be opening up with a mill. Over on the other side of the map, you can see that we've got Wham doing something a little bit different, going to be going sheep underneath the town center. So already a little bit of difference in the openings here. Curious to see exactly how this game goes. Now, we are in the grand final here. This is the grand final on the road to Red Bull Wallaloo Legacy between these two players. The winner of this series will be getting a golden ticket. Now, this is a best of 7, meaning that in this game right now, if Wham is victorious, he goes straight through to Heidelberg in Germany and gets to make a bed over at that castle, at least for a couple of nights over in, when is it, October this year. So, look, things looking good for him at the moment. He's up 3 games to 1. He was up 3 games to 0, or 3 games to none, I guess you could probably say if you want to rhyme it. But that is not going to be the case anymore, because Mister did manage to win that last game. An impressive victory there from Mister. It did look like he was actually going to be out of it, but managed to pull it out. So I'm curious to see what he's going to be able to pull out today, and whether he's going to be able to pick up that little ticket for Heidelberg. But now we begin to see Wham dropping down the House of Wisdom. He's picked up a couple of scouts, or a couple of sheep already. He's up to 13 at the moment. We'll check in with Mister and see how he is doing. Mister going to be sitting on, oh my lord, he's only on 5 sheep right now. Just going to be a single scout opening, so very curious. Now, you can see there's quite a bit of deviation here, and actually an early wheelbarrow coming out for the Mister. So curious openings here, significant differences. So typically what you would see is exactly what Wham has done. You know, he's got enough sheep that he's going to be able to keep that for age up and have enough for the mill in time over on the berries. Go for the wheelbarrow in transition. Make sure you've got enough for that fresh foodstuffs, and then start looking for that second town center. If you want to add in a stable, if you want to add in an archery range, go for it. Be my guest. You've got plenty of options, and that's the build order that we're seeing today for Wham. But I'm curious to see what Mister's going to have in store for us today, because things are shaping up already in this early stages of the game. And I got to start asking the question, you know, if you start seeing wheelbarrow every single game from every single player on every single civilization super early, the way that Mister's doing it here, does that warrant being nerfed? When there's no real decision making that goes on in it, like, I know that sounds a bit weird, nerfing wheelbarrow, you know, it's a tech that all civs have got, but at the same time, like, surely you'd want it to be a bit of a thought, like, or at least some kind of gamble. Not gamble, but you guys know what I mean, right? Like, players aren't even really thinking about it at the moment. Obviously, Mister here going to be the only player at this stage of the game getting it, but Wham going to be getting it too at an early stage as well. I would suspect we would see a mill coming down any second. There it is. And he's going to be looking to get that wheelbarrow in as soon as possible. You can see the macro that he's got behind this as well. It's just absolutely perfect, 100% on point. Now going to be up to 50 wood, exactly what he needs to. He's got 4 villagers over on the gold. How much does it take for the wheelbarrow? I think it's 150 gold. So I wouldn't be surprised now if he does a little bit of a forced drop-off. But you can see the timing, how impeccable it is there, 150 gold. Not going to be a forced drop-off, not today. Just going to wait for the gold to come in, but you can see, you know, there it comes in now. He's got the resources for it. Wheelbarrow going to be coming in. So both players going for wheelbarrow before that 4-minute mark. And, I mean, I guess that's the question, right? Is wheelbarrow overpowered? Definitely feel like it's maybe not overpowered, but it's definitely good. Let's just put it that way. Maybe we could warrant, you know what, you know, Cavalry's already good enough. I was going to say maybe we could move the movement speed down bonus, the movement bonus that it gets. Maybe move it down a little bit. But you know what? It's already like Cavalry's already going to be insane in the next patch. Let's just leave it, Drongo, you crazy cat. But a little bit of early aggression here. Keep in mind, Mister only has the single scout compared to his opponent who's on double scout. Now, in addition to this, Mister went for that super early wheelbarrow. You can see he's quite behind on that age up time as well. So I wonder what the mindset is here behind this, because he's moving those villagers now out to stone. He's moving a lot of them out as well. And with that wheelbarrow, it's going to mean a few less trips, but I'll be honest with you. It's really not that far when you're going from this stone mine all the way to the mining camp. It's about half a second's walk. It takes me more time to get to the refrigerator. But now Wham going to be aged up. Economic wing is through. Fresh foodstuff's going to be on the way. He's going to be going for a second town center himself. And I'm curious where the difference comes in, because, I mean, from Mister's perspective, like, he's cut a scout he's still got the early wheelbarrow, but it wasn't like, it's not super impactful at that level, right? Like, you wouldn't think that the difference between getting a wheelbarrow at 2 minutes versus getting it at 3 minutes would be all that big. So I'm curious to see exactly what he's going to be able to pull out here, but already you can see the damage from not having that second scout. You're not able to fend off the double scouts of your enemy, and it causes idle time, and you can see he's harassing the villagers here, causing quite a bit of damage on the villagers, but they're going to be able to continue gathering up that stone. And Mr. might even be looking, okay, maybe that's what it is. Is Mr. going to be looking, so he's got enough for the fresh food stuffs in the bag. So I think he might just be looking for a 3 TC play, and this might actually be the fastest transition. So by going for that early wheelbarrow, it basically guarantees that his villagers are going to be extra capable of gathering up all those resources. We see him falling back now, 5 stone on that villager. It's going to be just heading back to the wood line instead. I think that might be the play. I think he's going for a 3 TC play here. You can kind of tell by the fact, I take it all back. I take it all back. He's going to be careful there. He's got 10 stone on that. And now continues. He's back out to the gold mine. He's only going to have... Oh, he gets to the perfect 300. Look at that. Second town center now going to be coming down on that front side. We'll look back over at Wham's base. He's about to drop down his town center as well. And now it sort of begs the question, you know, you've neglected that second scout. You've lost a fair bit of sheep on that as well. You know, was it really worth it? Was it really worth getting that early wheelbarrow? I guess, you know, maybe the fruits of that labor are yet to be discovered. But interesting that he's only gone for 2 TCs. I figured it would have been a 3 TC play here, just because that early wheelbarrow would have sort of guaranteed his villagers a little bit more economic return when it comes to the wood line. That's going to be a big factor. But we'll double check exactly what Wham is up to now, because it's going to be 2 town centers up against 2 town centers, and we do have that stable coming down over on that western side of the base here for Mr. He's going to be looking to get down a horseman nice and early, and Wham's going to be going for the 3 TC play. So you can see right there, it is going to be plenty of TCs out for him. Now, I don't actually think he's scouted out that stable just yet. You can see in the position that he's sitting at the moment, it's on the opposite side. Second scout moving back towards the base. Everything at the moment just chilled out for Wham, but he's unaware of what his enemy is up to, the fact that he might be playing Feudal Age, and this could be pretty killer. Now, obviously, he's going for 3 TCs, a little bit more greedy. Typically, if you're going to be going for the 3 TCs, one of the things that you could do is look to play it a little bit longer in the Feudal Age, just because there is a risk that if your enemy decides to go for an all-in, that you may die. So sometimes, you know, typically you would see 2 TC Fast Castle. That can be beaten by 3 TC Fast Castle, but 3 TC Fast Castle loses to 2 TC all-in in the Feudal Age. So what you can do is go 3 TC and then look to play a heavier Feudal Age. But now Wham, he's going to be scouting out this horseman at the same time, also scouts out the double production on the front side, also going to be seeing that stable on the backside as he runs around now. He sees that there's 3 production facilities coming out for Mr. At this early stage of the game. Third town center is down. No more stone being collected. He's just collected 800, or rather 600 stone. And going to be going for a little bit of a Feudal Age play himself here. Now, at this stage in time, at this point in time, it's just going to be double stable, which I've got to agree with. I think this is a smart move. With the horsemen, you're actually able to overwhelm the camels at these early stages. As long as there's not, you know, ridiculous numbers of camels, you know, 9, 10 camels, that's where it starts getting a little bit harder. But when these camels are in lower numbers, you know, 3, 4, it becomes very easy to pick them off, take them down, because the horsemen themselves aren't going to be enough of a buffer between the enemy horsemen. So it makes a lot of sense for him to be doing this. But obviously, you know, if that gets scouted out by Mr., then he could look to mix in a barracks. And that's when things get really, really difficult for Wham. Walls coming up over on the south side of the base here for Mr. So over towards this west side of the map. We see more and more horsemen moving out, posturing. Wham going to be scouting it out. We'll ride on board with the Mr. and see exactly what he spots. Plenty of resources in the bank at the moment. Could be looking at dropping down a bit more production. We see another house going to be coming down on the front side here. It's going to be looking to connect everything up to the network. At the moment, he sits on that tier 1, that level 1, just going to be getting an extra 10%. Keep in mind, when the patch comes in, that's going to be switching over from a 10 to a 15% bonus. We still don't see that bonus coming through just yet for Wham, but it's about to connect 9 minutes into the game. Double raid coming down. Well, not double raid, but a double attack alarm coming in. Wham going to get picked up now. Down towards the south, losing a villager. So going to be the first villager loss of the game. Keep in mind, he's got the 3 town centers, so it's going to affect him a lot less than what his enemy does. And now, at the same time, horsemen over on that north side going to get picked off by the villagers. So villagers doing a decent job fighting back. Horsemen also coming out here, but good control at the moment from Mr. He's all over the map, got the scout out as well, just spotting out those villagers and trying to find out exactly where they are. Beautiful aggression from him. Town Center going to be able to fire down upon a couple of these units, and you can see the horseman numbers looking very healthy, looking very happy, and he's going just only horsemen at this point in time. Now, one of the things that we have seen before are these big tech switches where you don't really expect them, and so once the numbers start getting high of horsemen, I'm talking, you know, 20, 30 horsemen, you can put down 4 or 5 barracks and just switch completely into spearmen and take your enemy by surprise. So that could be a factor this game. We'll have to wait and see, because we've seen big tech switches already in these grand finals. We might see them again. But at the moment, we'll do a quick stock take. 45 villages for Wham, 46 villages for the Mister. So that third town center is still yet to really see any dividends returning from it. A wolf over towards this position, attacking Mister, I think, or at least it was. Raid going to be coming through. Villagers make it inside the town center safely. One of them being actually rejected. Not enough space on the inside. Sorry, Homer. You're not allowed. But the other Homer came in. It's the No Homers Club. You know, you guys know that episode? We're allowed to have one. And then Homer has to sit outside. Unfortunately, Homer had to sit outside. But it was all right. He was safe. Nobody kidnapped him. Well, let's just finish it there. No one kidnapped him. But numbers looking good for Mister at this point in the time. 20 military population, 50 villages, 52 and 15 for Wham. So he's starting to build up that count now. But we look at the amount of stables that are coming down here for him. Abbasid Dynasty definitely seems like a bit of a cavalry competition. Blacksmith going to be looking to try and get those +1 upgrades through. We see the single camel out at the moment for Mister as well. Going to be more than enough to provide any sort of not preemptive, but it's just going to force any kind of attack. But now we've got Wham actually with a couple of camels. I didn't see that archery range. Where is it? Oh, it's down on the south side. That's why I didn't see it. He's got multiple camels out here, so he's looking, he's posturing. Damn my mouse. That's the Age of Empires 4 mouse right there. Whenever it does that thing, I don't know how to emulate it, but it just skips around. We'll be sitting here and then it'll just like go over here, and then I'll have to bring it back. That's the classic AoE 4 mouse. No way. I don't know how to stop it. I got no idea how to stop it, but Mister is going to be pushing in plenty of units here. He's got 20 horsemen out at the moment. Villager count 56 compared over to Wham. He's sitting on 58. So it really hasn't moved that far ahead yet. Like, you can see the difference between the 2 and the 3 TCs is not significant. Walls are completely up over on this western side. Beautiful walls, going to keep all of those units safe. And now we can see a horseman trying to make his way behind enemy lines. It's going to be running into the town center there. Villagers might be able to jump inside there and look to dish out a couple of damage. Or a couple of units. Now looking to fight down the south side. Horseman going to be repelled away from this position. 2 horsemen going to be going down. Mister losing units on this south side. At the same time, a raid towards the north going to be hitting the villagers on the gold mine. They're going to be able to jump inside the town center at the same time, hitting the berries. There are raids going down every which place right now. Mister is just all over this board. He's looking good. He's looking happy. He's looking healthy. Horseman over towards this western side. He knows that Mister knows that Wham snuck a horseman in here. He's just got no idea where it is. That is going to be the key factor here. But it's very interesting that the walls, you know, if he just walled up to the town center, I mean, you're never going to get a perfect wall. It's not the way that the game works, unfortunately. But, you know, maybe you cause a few more shots on that. But Mass looking for pretty decent right now for Wham. He's going to fall back away from this position. You can see the camel archers coming out as well on the backside. The single camel archer. This is the one he needs to keep alive. He's going to do a decent job with screening at the moment. Wham at the moment, 25 horsemen compared to the 28 of Mister. Mister with the +1 ranged attack for some reason. Probably looking for a bit of a dive here with that ranged attack. But now going to be coming in. Keep in mind the +1 melee attack is on Wham's. But now we do see +1 melee attack also coming in for Mister. So both of the upgrades going to be matched here. And we can see both players actually getting +1 ranged attack now for each of their respective units. So we've got ranged armor. So we've got +1 ranged armor, +1 melee attack for both players at the moment. And Mister, his army is looking good, decent. He's got a lot of gold in the bank. I don't know what he's been doing with this gold, why he's been mining it, but he's made plenty of it. But now a little bit of a fight. Apologies for missing out that one. Camel's going to try and have to fall back away from this. Pretty decent little space here for the Mister. More units going to be coming in. 32 horsemen. Compare that over to the 25 of Wham. And Mister might be looking very strong here. The Camel's going to have to force back. He's got them all grouped together, so they're not going to be running at the speed that they should be. A little bit of a mistake right there from Wham. And the cavalry composition here from these players is insane. You can see Wham continues to fall back towards the town center, but the numbers right now looking insane for Mister. 20 horsemen. Compare that over to the... How many horsemen have we got here? We got 19, so numbers looking good on both sides here. He's managed to find a little bit of a surround, but Wham looking like he might hold on for the moment. He's got those reinforcements. He's got the 3 TCs. So as long as this fight goes well for him, he's going to be A-okay and things starting to look good for him. Keep in mind, this is match point right now. If Wham wins this game, then that is going to be it. That is going to be all over Red Rover. And Mister is going to fall back away with his tail between his legs. Things not looking good right now for the Mister, unfortunately. Could be looking at a potential age up. 52 villagers on food right now. That is a lot of villagers on food. And we take a look at Wham's perspective. He's got 79 villagers, only 24 military pop, 70 villagers for Mister though. But he does have a potential age up coming through. Little bit of a raid down on this south side as well. Raid does get cleaned up eventually behind the berry line. And players look to go their separate ways, at least for the moment. Outpost in the center, yet to get any emplacements. Could start thinking about that sprinkled emplacement as a potential option as well. And now up towards this north side, Wham going to be looking to drop down outposts. He's got a big berry patch here. He wants to try and keep these bad boys alive, but those horsemen can move in, and Wham knows it, so he looks to try and cut them off, doing so successfully. At the same time, now the camel archers on the backside. Keep in mind, they're going to be providing that camel debuff aura. All of these units on the front, they're going to be having -2 attack. But the reinforcements looking very healthy for Mister at the moment. 12 horsemen. He's going to be able to force back these horsemen. Only 9 horsemen remaining for Wham. And Wham going to be forced back. Camel's potentially going to get picked off here if he's not careful. Still, now he's actually got the +1 melee. Both of these guys have got +1 melee armor. A bit of a raid down towards that south side once again. He is, unfortunately, slowly but steadily whittling those units down. But falls back once again. And now Wham, plenty of gold in the bank, 16 villagers on gold. He's doing a bit of a long-distance mine right here as well. Not even putting down the mining camp, so curious decision-making coming out from him there. And obviously a heavy amount, but now we've got the switch. It's going to be a triple barrack switch. So he's going to try and do the tech switch. But Mister, I suspect he might be looking for a castle age any second. You can see the way that he's macroing. It looks that way, but the question is going to be whether it actually happens. Outpost going to be coming up on this opposite side. He might be looking for an arrow slit play. Villagers going to be trying to get this one up. It looks like they're going to be successful. Villagers need to jump inside that outpost. They're not paying attention. 2 villagers go down. 3 villagers go down. Only 2 remain. He turns to burn it. And now Mister, where are those units? The counterattack. Oh my god, they're down towards the base right now. He's trying to force back his enemy. He does exactly that, and we can see a couple of the horsemen going to be heading up towards that north side. The rest of the horsemen going to be coming back down. Very smart moves from the Mister. It's kind of big brain, I'm not going to lie. Horsemen going down. Plenty of outposts up absolutely everywhere. A raid on this south side as well. Mister just all over the place right now, trying his best to outplay his enemy, playing out of his mind, and we do have a castle age coming through for him. It's going to be that culture wing. He's going to be looking for a bit of a timing here, but still the numbers continuing to look good for him. Keep in mind the camel archers together with the horsemen. 17 horsemen at the moment compared to the 16 of Wham. Wham going to be falling back towards that town center, continuing to give away ground here on this front side. We can see that there's actually a scout in here, bringing forward the sheep up towards the north side. The north side, rather. Not the north side, the north side. We can see that outpost still yet to get the arrow slits through. And now the battle continues unfolding right now. Wham got to be looking to try and hold on the spearmen in the mix as well. Camel archers need to be looking to fire down upon them. You can see them focusing down those spearmen, doing a decent job. You can see the spearmen very effective up against the horsemen. But unfortunately for them, the camel archer is going to be a very effective counter in that situation. Villagers going idle over on that eastern side, and still, despite the age up, we see Mister holding on, pushing forward, and looking very good in this game. Age up about to come through. Remember, it's going to be that culture wing, so he's going to be looking potentially for that preservation of knowledge as the first tech, and then from there looking to get all the rest of his upgrades. There's going to be some that he can wait for, things like your horticulture, all of those sort of tech, eco techs you can wait for. Upgrades you can't wait for, though, that's your veterancy upgrades. You cannot wait for those. It's just so much to get from them. And now Mister coming down to the south side. All of the units just going to be running idle for a bit. At the same time, towards the north, Wham going to be moving up towards these berry bushes. Does find a mill just chilling out for the moment. On the edge of the map, the villagers stay, and they stay alive. At the same time, towards the south side, all those villagers going to be losing their life for Mister, or rather for Wham. Villager count 80 for Mister, 71 for Wham. So despite that 3 TC difference, you can see that it is really not taking effect. And now the villagers coming forward with the forward keep right now. Wham's going to have no way to respond to this. He's going to be looking for a castle age play. It's going to take some time before he's able to get it up. Villager's going to be pulled from this position. We'll enter into a cinematic mode. I can feel it coming, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's coming. And Mister is moving in. All of the villagers going to be trying their best to take down these units. If this keep goes up, things are going to be really, really tough for Wham. He's still in that second age, and with being in that second age, it's going to mean there's no sort of response that he's going to be able to elicit. There's not going to be any sort of no trebuchets at all. He can think about rams, but even rams not going to be possible with the lack of infantry that he's got. And now looking to fight underneath the keep. The keep going to be holding. The forward keep might be able to enough to do it. Mister looking very good, very solid in this game. Keep in mind this game is match point. A good game gets called. The Mister going to be able to take this series to 3-2. He is still in it with a chance to win. He's fighting for his dear life, and by God, is he looking good. Ladies and gentlemen, game number 6 is going to be coming up right after this.